Hey everyone, Johnny here. Don't speak news. News we're not supposed to speak about. And I'm over here on Substack at Leo's newsletter, where you guys find me from time to time. And it says here that the nation's biggest bank is warning us of a global food crisis in 2027. In fact, I'd say it's already begun, and I'll show you why in a minute. Citing bad weather and wars in Iran and Ukraine, this is not a short-lived shock. Meanwhile, Trump is reportedly considering use of nuclear weapons against Iran, which we discussed in the last video. So here we go. We'll get into it like we always do. And that's the one thing that I've always kind of prided myself on is that we just get into it. I'm not going to give you a video title and sit here and make you wait, like 8 minutes before I ever get to the point. I've been encountering that more and more on YouTube and other, BitChute, Rumble, and it drives me nuts. So I'll never do that to you guys. Ever, as you know, if you've been here any length of time. And not only bring it up because I've noticed it a lot more lately, and it's really starting to irritate me. But anyway, here we go. Get ready for another round of sticker shock at your local grocery store and food markets. The nation's largest bank has just put out a chilling report that confirms what I've been warning about since the first week of March. A global food shortage is coming, caused by war and bad weather, leading to widespread famine as we get into 2027. In a report titled Food Security is National Security, a Compounding Storm, a team led by London-based senior global economist Nora, and I'm not going to try and pronounce that last name, Nora, warned that disruptions around the Strait of Hormuz and the emergence of a potentially historic El Nino could weaken crop yields, constrain agricultural production, and keep food inflation elevated through the first half of 2027. While we in America, Canada, and Europe can expect to pay higher food prices and may have to cut back elsewhere, other countries will be in worse shape. Think about the migration storm that will cause as people in the third world leave their countries and head for wealthier countries that have more food. Successive shocks since COVID have compounded, eroding food production capacity and keeping food price pressures elevated into 2027. She said, warning that this is not a short-lived shock. It has reduced the likelihood of near-term disinflation, and the food inflation cycle is likely to exert pressure through the first quarter of 2027. So there you go. JP Morgan Chase's report on a looming food crisis rocked the internet as people posted on it across social media platforms today. And I saw it firsthand in the grocery store today. I saw a cake that last week, as I was walking past the bakery, last week it would have been at like $12, is now at $21. So almost doubled in price since last week. Why is that happening? Well, we have this happening. Absolutely unprecedented diesel crack spread hits a record as refined products crisis arrives. So we've been talking about this for months, ever since the U.S. and Israel started bombing Iran again on February 28th, kicking off this crisis. Now the diesel prices have cracked as Brent and WTI futures remain $100 a barrel on Tuesday morning, partly suppressed by governments releasing strategic oil reserves into global markets. But the more serious issue is building downstream, where the Russia-Ukraine war strikes against energy infrastructure and continued disruptions around the Strait of Hormuz are fueling the refined products perfect storm we have repeatedly warned about. Oil extended gains this morning, with Brent trading around 91 a barrel after another vessel attack was reported near the Hormuz maritime checkpoint. President Trump also said he had no interest in extending the interim peace agreement with Iran, which expired Monday. He doesn't have any choice. Iran is calling the shots now. So diesel is now the biggest concern ahead of the Northern Hemisphere harvest. Rising fuel costs threaten to hit farmers, freight operators, and ultimately consumers through higher prices for food and goods. Anything that gets shipped by truck, rail, what have you, requires diesel. And if that price goes up, the price of everything goes up. Period. End of story. Not just the fuel prices at the pump, but they've already gone up too. I was driving around today and I saw gas at $4.99 and diesel, well, it was over $6 anyway. I can't remember exactly, but it was over $6 per gallon. And it's just going to get worse. Because back to diesel, the squeeze is being compounded by depleted inventories. With U.S. diesel reserves near 23-year lows, and European stockpiles approaching levels last seen during the 2022 energy crisis. A chart we published overnight went viral after showing the front month U.S. diesel crack spread hit a record $102 per barrel. They say this is absolutely unprecedented. The industrial economy either grinds to a halt or consumers are about to be hit with the biggest energy pass-through in history. Wow. This is, it's all here now. It's all coming home to roost. All of these problems caused by Trump and his administration, and of course, Israel and their attacks on Iran. And now Iran holds all the cars to the Strait of Hormuz and the global energy economy, as you can see here. Notably, diesel prices are rising faster than crude. SPR releases may be suppressing crude prices right now, but they do little to resolve shortages of refined products. Yes, like fuels, diesel, gasoline, oil for your car engine, things of that nature, hydraulic oil. Anyway, instead, the releases are pushing emergency crude inventories, particularly in the U.S., toward dangerously low levels. And while the downstream fuel shock continues to intensify, a perfect storm indeed. Wow. So here we go. It's all unfolding, guys. Bible prophecy. This is Revelation 6, the Black Rider. He's riding. Food is going to be very expensive, and that's if you can find any, because there's going to be a huge shortage because of all this stuff going on, because of the price of everything going up, especially fertilizer, which you can't even get now for the most part. And then don't forget all the things the farm needs to operate. It's not just fuel for their tractors, it's oil for their tractors. They got to do oil changes every so often, guys. Hydraulic fluids, all kinds of things like that. Filters. I mean, all this farm machinery requires a lot of intensive maintenance that they try to do most of themselves because it's so expensive to have it done in any kind of a shop or have a mechanic come out. I used to sell propane, oil, gas, and all kinds of supplies to farmers on my sales route back in the day. So I know what these higher fuel prices are doing to them and fertilizer. I've talked to some of them back in North Dakota, and they're telling me that this is costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars. And a lot of farms, a lot of the smaller, medium-sized guys, they went under. Especially over the past 6 years, they've gone under. A lot of them have gone by the wayside. And now they're working what you would, quote unquote, normal jobs in the cities. So it's just going to get worse, guys. A larger segment of the population is going to wake up and start stocking up. Now that's going to mean prices will go up even faster than they have been. As demand increases, and those prices will rise faster than they would have if the masses hadn't been suddenly jolted into reality by an establishment institution like JP Morgan Chase and all the press coverage that entails. So before it's too late and bulk purchases become exorbitant, I'd say now is the time to purchase in bulk if you can afford it. For those not in a position to buy in bulk, start buying an extra can or two each time you go to the grocery store, and hopefully by next year you'll have a stash that's able to ease the pain. Farmers facing shortages or overly expensive fertilizer, depending on their financial position, can either absorb the cost, use less of it, or switch crops. Each choice will reduce supply and raise food prices after the next harvest. Rising fertilizer prices could lift global food inflation temporarily to 4 to 5%. And that's the author of the JP Morgan report. She expects the most severe impact on food prices to appear after a month-long lag time once we get into 2027. But I'm already starting to see it, guys, and it's because of the diesel prices already hitting the stores. And I'm sure some of you are seeing it as well, where you live. But I'm seeing it big time here in Washington State. And don't forget, there's dynamic pricing that they're instituting now. So the price can change as soon as you change aisles. I mean, it's just ridiculous anymore. They're screwing us over every time we turn around, every time we blink our eyes. Unreal. Well, time is getting short, guys. Time is almost up. Jesus Christ is about to return, and he's the way, the truth, and the life, and no one gets to the Father but through him. Seek him now while he can still be found, guys. It's the most important preparation that you can make, because you don't know what today's going to bring or what tomorrow's going to bring. It could be your last day on earth. So make sure that when you step into eternity, you're going to the right place. Seek Jesus Christ now while he may still be found. And that will be it for now. Don't forget, don'tspeaknews.com is home base for all that we do. Got over 3,500 stories here now. And stories like this one, and many more like it, all here in one place. Put us here. I put up the website in 2019 because we started getting videos taken down by YouTube, and then eventually we had 2 channels taken down at 15,000 subscribers each. But they're long gone, and so we do what we can with what we have, right? So if you'd like to subscribe or contact me, you can click on this tab up here. And then my email address is don'tspeaknews@protonmail. And then you just type in your email here, click on subscribe, and then every time a new story comes up, you'll be notified. There's also a box like this at the bottom of every article. And then for channel support, we have listener supported only. Thank you very much to those who have supported here recently. It was very much needed. So thank you so much for that. Without you guys, we would not be here. So there's the links are at the bottom of every article, and there's also a tab here you can click on. And then you can donate what you like here. We also have Cash App and Venmo as well. And then Rumble, BitChute, Telegram, the places to find us around the interwebs are right here. And that's all we have because we've been taken down everywhere else. So there's no point in putting any more accounts up. And that will be it for now. God bless, take care. Johnny Storm, Don't Speak News.